Welcome.
Welcome to the Everything Podcast. I am your host, Chuck Manity. And in today's episode, we're going to be talking about Chad Powers. So as usual, what we will do is go through a little bit of interesting information in the background, tell you a little bit about it, and then we will show the trailer and I will give you my thoughts immediately afterwards. So, without any further ado, let's get into it. So, Chad Powers is an upcoming American sports comedy television series created by Glenn Powell and Michael Waldron. So the premise, and this is obviously introducing the writer and main star, that's Glenn Powell, who we'll show on the screen in a second. But Glenn Powell is playing Russ Holiday, formerly an arrogant, narcissistic college quarterback whose career has been nuked after disgracing himself in a championship game. He disguises himself as the titular Chad Powers to start over as a player for a college team. So, like I said, Glenn Powell is actually one of the writers on this. And, it's a series created by him. But yes, it is kind of in his wheelhouse writing it. So it's something created by him and Michael Waldron. But yeah, let me not get off track here. And so you probably know him from quite a few different movies. He's been in Expendables, which is quite fun to watch. All the old 80s action stars and so on. He was also in Top Gun Maverick, which was fantastic. He played Jake Saracen, which was, I don't know, that's for me, 2022, that was the top movie of the year, in my opinion. And then Twisters, the remake of it, of the Twister movie. Twisters was the sequel to that. He played Tyler Owens in that. And some upcoming ones of his, Running Man, which I'm pretty excited to watch and so on. But yeah, that's Glenn Powell. Then Steve Zahn. I know him specifically from Joyride. So that's the one where he kind of stands out to me a lot. He plays Fuller. And he was hilarious in that movie. Even though it's not a funny movie, it does have funny parts. It is like a thriller horror kind of vibe. If you haven't seen it, definitely go check that out. Then we have Toby Huss. And Toby Huss, you will know from Reno 911, Balls of Fury, Cowboys and Aliens. He actually played Roy Murphy in that. And then R.I.P.D. That's with Ryan Reynolds. He played Ditto. So that was also quite a movie that people don't really talk about that much anymore. But I thought that was a fun movie. Then we have Perry Matfield, who you'll know from Mel in Shameless, and then Frankengool in Wizards of Waverly Place. That's what I got told by my fiance. So, and then Murphy Mason in the CW crime drama In the Dark. But I think Mel from Shameless is probably where most people know her from. Then we have Wynn Everett. Lots of TV shows, specifically like Law and Order, CSI, Cold Case, Mentalist. So you see a pattern there. Bones, Grey's Anatomy, obviously a little bit different. NCIS, Agent Carter, that kind of stuff. So a lot of more crime-based stuff. And then last but not least, we have Colton Ryan, who seems to be mostly from the theatre background. A few credits in film. Adam, Uncle Frank, Dear Evan Hansen. Haven't watched any of those specifically, but he's been in those. So Don't really know too much about him, but yeah. So on that note, that's the cast. The series created by Glenn Powell, as I said before, and Michael Waldron, received a series order at Hulu in February 2024. The series is based on Eli Manning's character created for Eli's Places. Filming had begun late August 2024. Natalie Holt composed the score for the series. Patrick Tuck served as an editor. The series is set to premiere on Hulu on September 30th, which is 16 days from time of recording. And with the first 2 episodes available immediately and the rest debuting on a weekly basis. So that'll be almost like the old school procedurals. Glad they're doing that, because I think personally when you release something all at once, and Netflix is also starting to change that, I don't know if you've noticed, but they're starting to go the procedural route. So what will happen, if you think about it, you release everything all at once, it's a very quick chat about it, and then it disappears. Where if you release it week for week for week, it's something to look forward to, and then you can actually build hype around the show. So I agree with it 100% as to do it the old way of procedurals. So that's my opinion. And yeah, but without any further ado, here is the trailer for Chad Powers.
It's time to face it. Your football career is over.
We're here on the grandest stage in American sports, Kirk, and for Russ Holiday, a chance to do something special.
You were showboating and you blew the game.
They can't get him. This is insane. Oh my goodness.
Georgia's picked the ball up.
Georgia is going to win a championship.
What was Holiday thinking?
It's time for you to move on.
There's just one problem, Dad. I'm not done with football.
South Georgia's having open tryouts. I'm gonna do a Mrs. Doubtfire, but with football.
You here to try out? What's your name?
Jay.
And last name?
Is it?
Who's 200?
That was one hell of a performance.
You can take your helmet off.
I'm gonna leave it on.
Why?
You know, in this helmet, I feel strong. Mm-hmm. Like a strong, powerful male.
This isn't just football. This is acting.
Chad, why don't you remind the game day viewers where you're from?
West Virginia.
Stay away from backstory and factoids.
And what part of West Virginia?
So if you go west in West Virginia, it's the westest of the west of Virginia.
I like you, Powers.
That Red Rocket is big and dirty.
You are a puzzle.
Yeah. Personal hygiene is part of participating in a society.
I wish I could be in there, Coach. I know you wish you could be in there, too. But I don't wish that.
You were born for this moment. Every choice, every mistake carried you to this spot.
Why are you helping me?
Because no one is beyond second chances.
Powers toward the end zone. Who is that guy?
He's like extremely ugly.
Russ was an asshole. Chad doesn't have to be.
1, 2, 3.
I'm sure it's a different quarterback with frosted tips and a cubic zirconia stud.
Well, it's real. It's a blood diamond.
You verified that somehow.
Whatever.
And that was the trailer for Chad Powers. So quite a lengthy trailer. It's almost 3 minutes long, but a lot to get through in it. So of course you see his dad scolding him, say that he butchered the game, and then it has a little flashback to going to seeing what actually happened in said game. And the little acting that he did, and he drops the ball just before the line. Can you imagine being in his position where everyone loves you and immediately everyone will hate you? Like, especially with sports. If you're a sports guy, you get it, man. Like, if your favorite player dropped the ball and you guys have lost a big game, wow. Especially imagine showboating and having that happen to you. So and then you see the obviously the comments online, and I thought the one was quite funny. It says, "Good luck flipping burgers because you've just burnt your career to the ground." So yeah, so just on that, like there seems to be some comedic aspects, there seem to be some serious stuff, but it looks like it's mostly a comedy, so I'm down with that. But I'm not against having dramatic moments where they're talking about second chances. You know, where I think that's the person that's helping him hide and figure out his new trajectory as Chad Powers, to say that, you know, why are you helping me? Because I believe in second chances. So that's quite a nice sentiment. I thought it was funny where he looks up and he sees the poster of Mrs. Doubtfire. He's like, yeah, I'm going to do a Mrs. Doubtfire, but with football. So, so that, I guess that's the premise, you know, hiding his identity so he can get a second chance at things. I also thought it was quite funny when he does, when that's obviously the recruiter at the new place he's going to, asked him what his name was. I don't know what he said. I still try to make it out. It didn't sound like he said Chad Powers. He said some nonsense, but it was funny, the way she looks at him afterwards. And then, of course, you see, you know, the press conferences. He's obviously a good football player, but, you know, now he's trying to hide as Chad Powers, and they ask him at a presser to say, you know, where you from? No, West Virginia. Where about in West Virginia? And then you hear the background where that person's saying, don't get too into the weeds with this, you know. And he goes, the westest of the west in West Virginia. Oh, my soul. There's a lot of stuff in this that got me chuckling. I'm kind of excited about this. You know, it seems like they're not scared to joke about whatever, which is a lot of fun. You know, the one, what do you call it, cheerleader busy saying, he's extremely ugly. And he looks at her like, hey man, come on, what? And the irony of it is he's actually a very good looking dude, without the Chad Powers prosthetics and whatever the case is, you know what I mean? As for me, you know, I have to admit it, as a person who's, you know, getting married later this year to a wonderful lady, I cannot look at that guy and go, what an ugly dude. He's a handsome man. Let's just be real. He's a handsome man. So yeah, but it's quite crazy how they've changed him into the prosthetics, you know, of looking really not as good looking, and then the lady calling him out about it, and his face was glorious. It was so funny. Sorry, I bumped the table. His face was so glorious. The way he looked at it, like, what? So yeah, that's just like a bit of a mini breakdown, what I think to expect from this. I'm glad that this is a series, because after doing a bit of research about it, I thought that maybe like this would be a movie, you know, because I clicked on a thumbnail that had this face on it, and I was like, what the heck is this about? And I'm not disappointed, and found out that it's a series. I'm down. I'm very much looking forward to this. It looks hilarious. I had a laugh or two in the trailer. So yeah, it's always nice when you see potentially good things coming out and some cool entertainment. So this is definitely one of those that I'm pumped for. So I will be watching. If you'd like us to cover this in more detail, let us know. Either myself or Ben could potentially do it, whoever gets to it first, or whatever the case is. But if you'd like us to chat about it, please pop that in the comments. If you like the trailer as well and today's show, let us know in the comments below. And also, please show us some love by liking, sharing, and subscribing. But that is it for today's episode of the Everything Podcast, and we will see you in the next one. Goodbye.